Hi, it's Barclay again. We're back for video number 2 in the Roles and Permissions series. Today we're going to create a role for a group administrator. This is someone that is responsible for a subset of the devices that are connected to the administrative console. We're starting on the Roles and Permissions page today, and as a reminder, you get to that by clicking on the blue orb and selecting Roles and Permissions. And as I mentioned in the first video, we're going to take a look at this sample group administrator role today. This is one that's built into the product, and it's there to give you an idea of how to create just the group that we want to, just the role that we want to today. So if I click on the sample group administrator, I can look and see by default there's no users assigned, and I can also look and see that there's some group permissions that are assigned to it. In this case, it is assigned the Verdiem desktops group, and it is allowed to manage those while viewing all other groups. So this user would be able to view all the groups, but only be able to manage the ones that they're responsible for, which is what these are for. Now this is a very helpful role to look at when you're creating these as a reference point. We're going to take this role and we're going to copy it and create our own group administrator. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to call it the Verdiem desktop admin. I'm going to add a user or a group here, and this basically allows me to look up users within my environment. So I'm going to look up my support user, and there it is. And so I'm going to add this user. This is my desktop admin. And so now I want to look at the group permissions. Now, I like the way this is set up. I like the fact that I can view all the groups and I can manage them. But in reality, what I really want is this person to only have very limited access, only view the groups they're responsible for and the default group. So I'm going to edit these group permissions. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the view group option from all of the folders because I really don't want them to see that. I want them to be able to view the default group. I don't want them to be able to do anything in it, but if they happen to have a client that they're responsible for that's in there, I want them to be able to see it. I do want them to have full access, however, to the Verdiem desktop group and all the groups underneath. So I'm going to make sure that all those settings are selected, which they are. And you'll notice when you select a setting, it automatically will select the subgroups. So anybody that has top level permissions will automatically have bottom level permissions. Now, right now the way I have this set up is I have a desktop administrator that has full access to manage all the devices in the Verdiem desktops and subgroups. I'm going to look at the global permissions, and in this case I do want this person to be able to manage group assignment rules. I want them to be able to create rules that allow the systems to go into their specific groups, so I am going to let them do that. In some cases you might not want to, especially in a large environment where you want somebody else to be the owner of that and just route to the groups that people are responsible for, but in this case that's how we're going to set it up. Next, I'm going to save it, and now that it's saved, I have a Verdiem desktop admin. When my support one user logs into the administrative console, they're going to see the default group and the group they're responsible for, and that's what they're going to be able to manage. Simple, quick to set up, boom, now you have somebody that has the access they need. In the next video, we're going to create a very similar role, although with a little different intent. We're going to create a network administrator who is responsible for the non-PC devices in the environment. So make sure you come back and join us for that, and I look forward to seeing you then.